Hello, hello. Jamaal Rashad here coming to you from Frederick, Maryland. And I'm here with episode 1 of the ValorLives Interview Series. And I'm so proud for this moment today because today I got my good friend, Danny Farrar. And for those of you that do not know, he is the reason why I'm doing this interview. I asked him, hey man, can I interview you, ask you some questions because I respect you. And of course he said yes because that's what successful people do. And then I got this idea, why don't I put this nationwide? So there's 3 things that we do at the ValorLives Interview Series. Number 1, we interview people, but here's why. Because you deserve to have your story heard, because you're a hero in our community. And number 2, people deserve to hear your story. And then number 3, I want people from all across the country to see this video and say, wait a minute, this guy, he's just interviewing people in his community with a camera phone. No lights, nothing fancy. I could do that. So with that being said, this is raw and uncut. No editing. If I mess up, if you mess up, it's just fine. We're still going to do it in one take. And the goal is to always have it under 10 minutes. But because you're my first person ever, if it goes over 10 minutes, that's fine too. So number 1, what is your why? Why are we here in Soldierfit, Plantoon 22? Why?
At the core of it, it's to revitalize the American dream. And we look to do that by really 3 parts. The first part is civic engagement. Patriotism starts in the community starts with you and me. It's not the government's fault, it's our fault. We have to take action individually. 2, humility. We live in a selfie-based generation now, a selfie-based society where all the onus is, look at my face, look at me, look at how important I am. And that does nothing to breed teamwork. So if we can put humility back in the forefront, then we're going to be making good strides towards that progress. And 3rd is just unyielding optimism. Most people, myself included, I was unsuccessful for so long because I was a giant pessimist. Everything was someone else's fault. Everything was messed up. Everything was screwed up. When I started to take onus of my own responsibility and realize that, listen, and let me say this. This is a scary part about it, right? Saying it's your fault is scary to so many people because then they have to take the blame, especially if you've bottomed out. But once you start to take the blame and you realize that it's no one else's fault, if I say it's your fault that I'm where I'm at, I can't fix that because it's on you.
Right.
But if I say it's my fault, my decisions that led me to where I'm at, well, that's actually an extremely empowering thing because if I got myself into this, then I can get myself out of it.
Okay, perfect. Because when you blame, you lose control, right?
Yeah.
And we could probably get your face a little bit
Sure.
more up in here. All right. So, what has been the proudest moment of your career?
Whew. If I had to narrow it down to just one thing, we've won a ton of awards, but our favorite award, me and my business partner Dave Posen, was when we won. It was given to us by the members and by the cadre, which would be our staff, the best place to work, better place to grow.
Okay. What has been the lowest moment of your career?
Probably when probably before I even realized I had a career, when I was trying to pitch the idea of what we wanted to do and or where we were going, and people literally laughed in our face and said that it wouldn't work. I mean, I literally had a guy laugh in my face and walk off. So I would have to say that's where it bottomed.
Now, do you still know how to keep in contact with that guy? Like, has he seen your success? A little shot back at him.
I'm sure he has seen the success. One of the things that I strive not to do, I think a lot of people do it. And I guess different folks are motivated differently. I try not to focus on the haters because the truth of the matter is the haters really are the minority in anybody's life. We focus all on them, but we ignore all the people that love us and believe in us. It's like I think Muhammad Ali said it. I could be wrong, but he said it's not the mountain that gets you; it's the pebble in the shoe. You just got to kind of stop focusing on that one thing that rubs you raw and focus on the objective at hand.
Okay. Here's a really good one. How do you create team culture? It seems that everybody who's here loves to work here. Do you hire them knowing they're going to love to work here, or do you breathe that into them once they walk through the door, either for your troops or your, what's the other one?
Cadre.
Cadre.
That is, a lot of people want that to be a simple answer, but it's really not. It's a couple different things. One, if you're a business, if you can somehow turn your clientele into employees, then that's an awesome place to start because they're already purchasing it. They already believe in it, and they've already found success with it. they're going to be your best ambassadors. They're going to be the people that buy into it the most. So you really don't have to convince anybody of anything on that one. So that's one of the first things we did. We've only hired outside of the company 6 times, and only 2 of those times have been for trainers. So really starting with the grassroots, we call it farming our own. We really try to bring people up that really embrace it into the staff side of things. The other part is I don't believe in an MVP, myself included. You have to lead from the understanding that no matter what happens, at some point in time, every relationship will end. Mm-hmm. You need to know that from the beginning. Right. That doesn't mean it's going to end bad. That doesn't mean that you can't be friends after it ends. But I know that somewhere down the line, my tenure with Soldierfit will end. I know that. Whether it be we end up ever selling the company, if that were to ever happen, or if I die, my tenure will come to an end. So making sure that we have people that can take what we've done here and then run with it past us. That's how you have success long term.
Okay. Where do you want to be in 5 years?
Oh, man. I'd like to see us at least, 30, 40 Soldierfits by that point in time. I'll probably be living in Texas. And I'd like to see us, really have made a significant impact on the consciousness of the average American. I'd like to see us get back to the notion of a lot of things that used to, I hate to use the term make us great again because I think Trump has hijacked that, and it is a great saying. I do think there are things that needs to happen to make it great again. And while obviously this isn't a political thing, I don't think making us more divided is the answer to that. Mm-hmm. I think what makes us great again is getting away from the selfie, the egocentrics that have kind of started to rise here in this country. Because by far and large, it happens because we have nothing that we truly fear. We're not the average American that's here today. They know where they're going to get their food. They know they're going to have their power. The lights are going to turn on. And yes, there are people in our society that are suffering worse and have more issues. But the truth of the matter is, if the biggest talk of the town is your sports teams and the Kardashians, you're not really worried about a lot.
Right.
And that's led us to kind of be, and that's a good thing. But on the flip side, we've kind of started to focus on superficial things. And once you start to put superficial things as the precipice of where you need to be, that's when we stop looking at what really helps us. It's kept us alive as a species, which is teamwork.
Okay. How do you balance work and family time?
Vince Lombardi once said that once you and your family understand the sacrifices that it's going to take to be able to achieve your goal, then it's possible. One of the things I learned from my first marriage is never marry anybody with less ambition than you. Uh-huh. They're not going to change. Uh-huh. So many people go into these marriage concepts that, when one gets married, they'll get better or it'll change. It's not. The person is the person that they are. And that doesn't make them bad. It just makes them not a good fit for you.
Right.
And so for this second go round, I really have found somebody that works as hard as I do, is driven as much as I am, is passionate as much as I am. And she's a huge part of it. She plays an integral role in it, in the business. So that helps tremendously. If she was sitting at home and didn't want no part of the business and didn't want to come to any of the events and didn't want no part of the civic engagement stuff that we do and wouldn't help in the community, we probably wouldn't be able to stay married. I mean, that's just the truth of the matter. Right. So it really does. Balance in both of those has to come from choosing the right spouse.
All right, perfect. Now we're coming up on 9 minutes, so we're going to do only a few more questions. What audiobook or book are you currently reading?
I actually just finished 2. I haven't had a chance to jump on my next one, but I highly recommend Start With Why and Leaders Eat Last.
Okay. And I tell you, Start With Why, that's where all this came from. Because it's funny, my mentor recommended Start With Why about 6 months ago. And because I'm so used to hearing him, I kind of ignored it, right? And then when I met you at Wegmans that one day and you recommended it, it's changed my whole philosophy on things. So I thank you for that. All right, so Now we're going to do some rapid fire. I'm going to say a word or a sentence, and you tell me the first thing that comes to your head.
Yeah.
Soldierfit.
Pride, not ego.
Okay. River Farrar.
My world.
Jennifer Farrar.
My other world.
Frederick County, Maryland.
A great place to live and work.
Okay. Mixed martial arts.
The fight personified. The struggle personified, excuse me.
Okay. Ronda Rousey.
A lot of people can disagree with you on this. Role model.
Okay. I agree with that. The girl who just beat her.
Holly Holm.
Yeah, there you go.
Role model.
All right. Okay, one more to get us out of here. Jamaal Rashad.
A young guy. I can't do one word on it. What I've liked about you, and part of the reason why I'm having the conversation with you, is because you're a young guy that's doing the things right, and that is, I don't want to say you're talking to people that have more than you, because that's not the right term, but you're talking to people who are maybe in your own eyes, I think, further along the path than you are. And you're also talking to people who you probably feel are in the same place on the path as you are. And the truth of the matter is, Ralph Waldo Emerson said that every man that I meet is my superior in some way, and that way I can learn from him. So just having the courage to have conversation, that makes you special.
Perfect. Thank you, man. Well, that is the first episode ever of the ValorLives Interview Series. I thank you guys for tuning in. Throw up some valor. Remember, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. You guys have a good day.